also bring 2 pillows and a blanket, and I'm sitting here like while I'm doing all this stuff. What is he doing? Is he breaking his back going to store to go pick up some snacks for me? Is he asking me, what kind of snacks do you like? What kind of food do you like? Let me go pick that up so we can put something on the blankets while we're eating. Or let me go ahead and bring the pillows and the blankets and stuff because it might be too heavy for you because you're traveling a very long way to get here and holding all that stuff is fucking heavy. Let me do something for you. Like, I'm so tired of being the one that always does the most. Even when I'm just meeting somebody and we're going out on a date, like, I feel like that says a lot about a different person. Like, when you first meet them, when you ask them, hey, what are we gonna do for our first date? And their first answer is, oh, I don't know, we can go for a walk. We can go for a fucking walk. Like, there's no fucking thought in that. If I tell you things about myself, like, I like music, I like to skateboard. If I tell you, like, I like spontaneous things and you don't say, oh, maybe we should go to, like, a carnival or something, or maybe we can go racing, or, I don't know, horseback riding. If you don't think or put any effort into that, how are you going to put effort into the relationship?
The thing is, you don't have a relationship. Okay, a lot of these women, man, they go out here, they expect lots of different things from men. And let me tell you something, guys. Chivalry is dead and women killed it. Okay, why would you, as a man, go out and take a woman on a first date horseback riding, okay, or pay to go to some carnival or whatever else she wants to go to, right, that she's interested in? Why would you spend all of this time, effort, and money to go and do these things when the guy that, she's having fun with, the guy that she is, the one that she's really interested in, he doesn't have to do any of that? Right? Men are waking up to this stuff where a lot of guys, here's the thing, gentlemen, a lot of women will go on dates with men that they have no interest in at all. Right? Like, you get that, guys. A lot of these girls, they're going out here, they're going on dates, they're going to see dudes, they're going to get food for the sake of food and attention. Okay, so a lot of guys are wisened up and saying, you know what? Why would I put all this effort into you? Why would I go out here and do these things for you when I know for a fact you've seen dudes and you've been with dudes and the guys that you're interested in don't have to do any of that stuff? You haven't even earned anything. Right? Like, notice, gentlemen, how women just expect to have this effort put into them with nothing given in return. Okay, you've got to be very careful about this stuff. And gentlemen, this is what we're going to be talking about on today's show. Okay, we've got a couple of this woman's TikToks as well as a few others. And we're going to be talking about, girls get really frustrated when men don't put effort into them. Okay, when they can't lock down the chat. And you know what? They turn it back and they say, oh, men don't put in any effort for me. There are guys out there who would be willing to have a relationship with that woman, but she just doesn't want them. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, like I said, we're going to be taking a look at this woman's TikToks right here. Don't go off and send her any awful messages or anything like that, guys. We're just going to be taking a look at what she has to say. But before we crack into it, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way in. And as always, guys, if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon and Locals links in the description, guys. I recently released an exclusive video over there. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, make sure you go and check out those links. Like I said, links are in the description and probably the pinned comment as well. But we're going to be jumping right into this TikTok, and we're just going to start unpacking this, okay? Because this contains a lot of information that is quite useful to men. So let's get underway with it.
Okay, so I'm going on a date today. Like, wow, Maya's actually going on a date. But I just had a mini little dilemma. So while I woke up at 9 a.m. to get my hair washed, straightened it whatsoever, I did my makeup, I took a few, like maybe another hour to pick my dress, I got my shoes on, I did my nails, picked out my jewelry one by one. I was like, you know what, since we're having like a picnic setting, let me go pick up some snacks. So I go to Rite Aid,
Okay, right off the bat, guys, women will often use this justification and say, oh, a man should pay for a date because I have to get ready, right? I have to select my rings, I have to select my dress, I have to straighten my hair. I don't care, guys. Like, I simply don't care. Show up on time like an adult who can manage their time, okay? And if you want to be paid for your time, if you want to be paid to show up on a date, if you want to be paid to show up to meet a man, there's a different name for that. Okay, that's called something else. But just expecting men to pay for you since you can't manage your time, yeah, no. Okay, and this is something, guys, again, women will expect this. They expect this of dudes, right? Show up and pay. And here's the question that I have, guys, is like, here's the thing. A lot of guys would be happy to pay for your date, and they don't really care. And there's a lot of successful dudes out here where it doesn't really matter if they throw away a couple $100. Like, they don't even care, okay? But here's the thing, right? If a guy's going to spend any money on you at all, whether it be ice cream, whether it be like a full-on nice dinner, the question is, why would he do that for you? Okay, and if your answer is I'm going to put on makeup and I'm going to, make myself look good, well, okay, but he can just go find another woman that's going to do that and is not going to have the same entitled attitude. Okay, so that, it's just a lot of these girls, man, they expect and they just don't think like, okay, what am I giving in return? Right? Because it's all about take, and men have started to go, you know what exactly are you giving in return for my time? Because those guys as well, those guys who are successful, who wouldn't mind taking you on a date, their time is money as well, right? So like you're eating into their time. They could be out there making business moves, doing anything else than seeing you. Okay, so why would they, right?
I pick up some fruit, I pick up some chips, which is all in that bag, and I also bring 2 pillows and a blanket, and I'm sitting here like while I'm doing all this stuff. What is he doing? Is he breaking his back going to store to go pick up some snacks for me? Is he asking me, what kind of snacks do you like? What kind of food do you like? Let me go pick that up so we can...
No. Let me just save this. No, he's not. Okay, and the reason why is because the type of men that you chase and that you're complaining about won't put in effort into you, he has like 5, 6 other girls, and it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter if this woman doesn't show up on the date. Okay, so she mentions a little bit later on, okay, that she's typically the one that she says, hey, what are we doing on the first date? Okay, she's reaching. You see that? She's trying to get a guy. There are men who would pursue this woman and happily have a relationship and take her out on dates and all that, but she's chasing dudes. Okay, so if she's chasing dudes, that typically means that those dudes that she's chasing are also getting chased by other women. So it doesn't matter if you don't show up on the date. It doesn't matter if you bring pillows and a blanket or you put in this effort to get ready, which by the way is just standard. You should be able to get ready because you're an adult, right? It doesn't matter if you don't show up because he has other girls anyway. And this is something a lot of girls don't realize, right? Is like men who have other options, it's like they don't particularly care. Okay, they're like, what? And here's the thing: women will complain and they'll go, "That's so awful," and a lot of guys will say, "Oh, that's awful." A lot of guys will say that as well. But here's the thing: okay, you think that these women aren't out here flaking on dudes, treating men like crap, ghosting them in far larger numbers than the men are? Hell no, guys. These women who complain and make TikTok videos like this online, they do tenfold of the same behavior back to men. Tenfold of the same behavior. How many of you guys have messaged these women and gone, you know what, let me take you out on a date, whatever the case may be? Oh, you'll get ghosted real quick. Show some interest, modern women just lose interest, right?
Put something on the blankets while we're eating. Or let me go ahead and bring the pillows and the blankets and stuff because it might be too heavy for you because you're traveling a very long way to get here and holding all that stuff is fucking heavy. Let me do something for you. Like, I'm so tired of being the one that always does the most.
Then choose men who will do things for you. Because there are men out there who, guys, the reason why I don't have sympathy for this situation, and the reason why a lot of men as well, other guys who watch these videos, you guys typically don't have any sympathy as well, is because these girls can go see another dude who will put this effort into them. Right? It's not as if she's out here, guys, and there's like no men that have any interest in her. There's no men that'll take her out on dates. There's dudes that'll take her out on dates and spend money on this woman, but she wants the guys who are out of reach. She wants the chads. She wants the guys who have options, who have money, who have height, who have a good physique and all that kind of crap. That's what she wants. And if she doesn't get that, then here we are on this TikTok video, right? And I don't say that to be, rude or have a go at this girl, guys. It's just that this is the typical, behavior that we see, right? Is like, okay, if I don't get this quality of man that I think that I deserve, then I have an issue. All right. And the thing is, like, there would be plenty of men. This woman could literally go to a coffee shop. Hell, you can just literally, if you're a woman and you just make an Instagram, right? You just make an Instagram, you follow a couple people in your area. Oh, you'll have dudes in your DMs. Right? I don't care if your photos are terrible, if you're barely showing your face, you will have more dudes in your DMs than men will typically have in their DMs ever. So again, no sympathy for the lack of effort being put into you.
Even when I'm just meeting somebody and we're going out on a date, like, I feel like that says a lot about a different person. Like, when you first meet them, when you ask them, hey, what are we gonna do for our first date? And their first answer is, oh, I don't know, we can go for a walk. We can go for a walk. Like, there's no...
And you know what, guys? That exact thing that she's complaining about, look, she's complaining about, oh, what does that communicate about the person? You know, if a guy's not putting effort into me, that communicates a lot about the man. Yeah, you know what it communicates? It communicates that he doesn't care. And that communication is part of the reason why you're damn well there. Okay, if that communication that the man doesn't care is not sent to you, you will not be sticking around. Right? Let me put it to you guys this way, right? If a girl reaches out and starts messaging a dude and you're replying really quickly, right, and you're having big long conversations with her and you're talking about, oh yeah, and you're suggesting the date ideas and you'll take her, like, you're the one putting in the effort, it will not take long for the woman to run away from you guys. Right? And this is where so many men go wrong, man. Like, I get dudes who will send me like text, you guys will sometimes send me like, oh, Taylor, what am I doing wrong here? Like, because we got a whole mixture of dudes over here, right? We got dudes who date, dudes who don't date. We got dudes in marriages. We got divorced dudes. We got everybody, right? And I personally, guys, I don't care what men do. I don't shame men for their decisions. Though I will say, do not get married, okay, and do not cohabitate. But you know, for the most part, I think men, go out there, do what you will, okay? And one of the things in that, guys, is I get sent a lot of messages where dudes will send me text messages and say, hey, Taylor, you know, what did I do wrong here? And I look at the message and like, I'm like, guys, we're not their talking buddies, right? We're not their like emotional outlet and conversation pen pal guys. You know what I mean? That guy that she's messing with, she'd be lucky to get 1 to 2 messages from him a day. And that's the guy that has her head. Not the guy that's sitting there sending like 50 text messages to her in a day with like kissing emojis. And guys, if you're a man, please do not use emojis. Okay, just do not use emojis. All right, they're, you know, like the yellow face ones. All right, but let's continue on.
No fucking thought in that. If I tell you things about myself, like I like music, I like to skateboard. If I tell you, like, I like spontaneous things and you don't say, oh, maybe we should go to, like, a carnival or something, or maybe we can go racing, or, I don't know, horseback riding. If you don't...
Can you imagine, right, guys? Like, you're a man out here dating, and you're expected to take a woman horseback riding to a carnival, to a music festival on the first date. I'm like, sorry, who are you? Right? Like, who are you to demand so much time and investment out of me off the bat? Right? And this is a question that I think a lot of men should be asking, right? Is like, who are you to demand that much investment from me on the first date? Especially when the men that you've been with previously have not had to do any of that. I see a lot of dudes, man, out here, you know, giving all this validation to women, taking them out on expensive dates, and those exact same women that they're taking on that $100 dinner date are turning around and they're just screwing around with other dudes that don't spend $1 on them. And those are the guys that have these women online on Instagram at 2 a.m. posting stories about how, oh, why doesn't anybody like me? Right, and they like it's just this huge circle, man, where it's so funny when you see it. Like, it actually becomes a bit of a comedy.
I don't think or put any effort into that. How are you gonna put effort into the relationship in the future? Like, I'm so tired of being the one that does all the work. I shouldn't have to. I'm always trying to wow other people, but they never go out of their way to wow me, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, guys, that's just messed up, isn't it? Why won't men put effort into me? That's just messed up, man. That's just so messed up that I don't get things that I want out of other people. That's crazy.
Anyway, I already said yes to the date, so I'm gonna go. Wish me luck. And don't get me wrong, I love doing that type of stuff because I'm a thoughtful person. Even when I just meet you, I'm just like, you know, how can I wow this person? How can I be sweet? I carry...
No. Okay, I have to pause it here, guys. Like, I have to pause it on this particular point, because this is something that I think a lot of men look at and go, oh, look, you know, she's so caring, she's so thoughtful. Guys, whenever women pull this card of like, you know what, I'm thoughtful, I'm caring, I'm empathetic. No. See, you only display those attributes towards the chads, towards dudes who you're highly attracted to, who typically do not want you. Okay, so let me put it to you this way, guys. Do you think that she's caring and she's empathetic and she tries to impress the dudes that are filling her inbox? Right? Like those quote unquote average guys, the guys that she considers average, mind you. Like when I say average guy, gentlemen, I don't mean someone who's lesser. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't mean when I say an average guy, what's average to these women is like someone who's 5 foot earning 5 figures. Now I don't consider that man to be any less personally, but when these girls go out dating, they certainly consider it that way. So just to kind of elaborate there, right? So she's got all of these dudes out here hitting her up in DMs and stuff like that, and she's trying to sell you the idea that she's thoughtful and she's caring and she tries to impress people. You think she's out here trying to impress those guys that are in her DMs? No, she's ghosting, she's flaking on the average guy, she's treating him like crap, she's leading him along for attention, she's using him for food dates and whatever the case may be. Okay, please do not, gentlemen, please do not buy this thoughtful, caring, and empathetic thing. It's always like, oh, I'm so thoughtful, I'm so caring, I'm so empathetic, and I just get used. No. See that, guys, don't buy it. Okay, that message in particular, I really don't like. When girls try and use their virtues and like try and paint themselves as something else, right? Because that's just not true, right there.
2 fucking bottles inside of my bag just because I'm thinking about the future. Maybe you're gonna get thirsty, maybe you're gonna feel dehydrated. Guess what? I have a few bottles of water for you. Let's go. Do you need some food? Are you so fucking hungry? Okay, no problem. I have like $5 in my bank account. That's not a lot, but like, let's go get you some food. Oh, they really like race cars, or they really like to be sporty. Okay, let's go to a sports event. Why is it so difficult to be thoughtful?
And that's the end of the video right there, guys. And again, like, don't go off sending this girl any awful messages or anything like that. I just thought this was a good case study for the show, okay, guys? Like, a lot of these women, man, you'll notice, guys, like, if you watch videos like this, you'll notice that a lot of these women, just before we move on to the next clip of the show, a lot of them have the same message, okay? Where it's like, why are people not investing in me? Why are men not doing these things? All men are, bad or whatever the case may be. And then you look at their dating history. And if you actually look at it objectively and you stop listening to what it is that they say and watch what they do, it paints an entirely different story, guys. Entirely different. That's why I don't understand, right? I see all these guys like, white knighting and simping for these girls in the comments, guys. And it honestly is some of the most disgusting stuff that you'll ever see. But guys, we're going to be continuing on momentarily. And you know what? I think my thing has stopped working. So let me just manually switch over. And we're going to be jumping into today's next video. And excuse me, because I have to kind of click through this because my little thing has broken here. Excuse me. Alrighty. So check this one out, guys. So we've got a woman here who has a little social challenge for us. So let's take a look.
So I was just scrolling through Instagram and I came across this video of this guy saying that we need manly men to protect women. So I just thought I'd come up with a cute little game for all the girlies out there. First, I want you to name 5 men that you trust. Quickly. Okay, now name 5 men that have ever protected you in your life. Once again, quickly. Okay. Now I want you to name 5 men that have made you feel either uncomfortable, unsafe, or scared for your life. I bet that last one was easier to come up with, huh? So do we really need men to protect us, or do we just need men to So I was...
the funny part about that message, guys, is like a lot of women are saying, oh, we just want men to leave us alone. But then at the same time, right, they'll cry if they're not approached by men. Have you ever seen women who go out to the club, guys, and like they'll go out with all their friends, right? And if their friends get approached and they don't, it really hits their self-esteem. Okay, a lot of these girls will say, you know what, I don't need no man, I don't need a guy, whatever the case may be. But then if men don't pay them attention, right, if men don't go out of their way to do these things for them, they lose their damn minds over it, right? It really is, it is pretty funny to watch, guys, how, again, like, oh, we don't need men to protect us, we don't need men to do this and that, and then they'll cry whenever it doesn't happen. But guys, we've got the next video lined up here momentarily, and this is the same woman from the very beginning. And again, I'm having to kind of click through scenes here because my little thing has broken. So let's take a look.
Wow, it's been so long since I just sat down and like had a nice chat with you guys. Hey, How you doing? Let's talk about that feeling that you get after you make a good decision for yourself. You know, maybe you're feeling sad, or maybe you're feeling regretful and remorseful. Maybe you're thinking in your head, was this the right decision? Because if it was, I should be happy right now, right? So, and I'm gonna be real cheesy. Why is it still raining? Why do I still feel this pit in my heart whenever I think about them or think about the situation? I should be happy right now, right? Not always. And here's why. It is never
Guys, before she jumps into it, okay, a lot of these girls, when they say, oh, you know what, I just got out of a terrible situation, or like he always made me feel terrible and stuff like that, something that you'll notice about a lot of these modern women, guys, is that they're attracted to experiences that are not necessarily just like all pleasant and roses. Okay, a lot of these women, gentlemen, as much as they say that they aren't, they're attracted to the drama. They're attracted to the quote-unquote toxicity. They're attracted to guys that are hot and cold. They're attracted to men who they don't know where they stand emotionally. And so what ends up happening, guys, is their feelings get so involved with all of these ups and these downs with these guys that they become bonded to them for a very, very long amount of time. Usually, sometimes even their entire life, guys, and this is called alpha widowing, all right, for lack of a better term. Okay, a lot of these women, guys, you'll notice that if you get into a relationship with them, they're still caught up on the previous guy. They're still caught up on that guy that made them feel terrible. So whenever you hear girls get into relationships, guys, and a lot of them will try and sell you this narrative, right, of like, oh, I just want to take it slow because my past relationships have been, you know, been terrible or been awful or whatever the case may be. But with you, I want to take my time. So you know what? We're not going to have bedroom fun for 3 months until I know I can trust you. But meanwhile, the previous guy that she was with, gentlemen, you know, she was over at his house at the first night and he just bought her like some chips from McDonald's or something like that. Okay, so you got to be very careful when you believe this kind of crap, guys, about how, oh, I'm doing my healing now. Oftentimes, it's just, you know, it's just out of necessity, guys, that they try and paint themselves as good, virtuous people.
Never easy to walk away from a situation that once brought you so much joy, but it's also important to acknowledge how burdened and sad it made you feel. I think that if we hold on to things, the pieces will eventually just fall back together. And in doing so, we keep ourselves in situations that hurt us because we're afraid of letting go. We ask ourselves questions like, how will we deal with the grief once we let go? Will we regret it? Will we even be able to handle it? Ultimately, we just end up stagnating ourselves because we are all afraid of the unknown. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself these questions? What if when you let go of this situation, you learn something new about yourself? What if when you let go of this situation, you're gonna attract something even better? Maybe this person or situation was holding you back. What if when you leave this person, you will attract somebody that gives you exactly what you want? And what if when you leave this situation, you can finally embark on the journey that was made for you? The unknown.
And, you know, the beautiful, you know, guys, this line of thought here is so wonderful. It's so beautiful and it is so hilarious because what it leads to, guys, is it leads to a life of loneliness. That's what it leads to. A lot of these girls, man, they seem to think that when I break up with a man, okay, when I leave my relationship, I'm so sick of my current relationship. He always makes me feel terrible. When, truth be told, guys, a lot of these women are not leaving the relationships because the guy makes them feel terrible. A lot of these women leave the relationships when they finally change that terrible, quote-unquote terrible guy into someone who does whatever the hell she wants, right? Women will spend their entire relationships trying to change the man and then leave the man when he damn well changes. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way first. But moving on to the point there, okay, she says that when you get out of the relationship, there's something better. Here's the thing, not necessarily. Okay, a lot of these girls, man, they seem to think that it just keeps getting better and better. And you know what happens at the same time as they go through these relationships and they leave good guy after good guy or bad guy after bad guy, quote unquote. After they leave man after man, they get older. Okay, they start to get less attention. They get more and more frustrated at men because they're no longer getting the attention that they want. And then by the end of it, guys, it's all men's fault and they're incredibly bitter. They're living alone at 40 and 50 with cats. Because they have, you know, they haven't taken care of themselves. They've dated a whole bunch of dudes and whatever the case may be. But here's the thing: it doesn't get better for the ladies, right? It doesn't get easier. It just keeps on getting harder and harder. And you know, eventually you'll approach a time where you can't get attention from any man at all, right? Well, you'll still get attention from men as you get older, as girls get older, but you'll get significantly less attention. And the guys that you want will no longer even want to deal with you for those 20 minutes that you used to be able to get.
Is so fucking scary. You have to grieve what once was in order to accept what's coming. I'm gonna read you something I read online. You'll move through your own unique phases: sadness, denial, what ifs, acceptance, and even excitement. But then, just like every cycle that we go through, you'll be able to fully embrace the next chapter of your life. So maybe you don't think it's fair that you're feeling these feelings because you're the one that initiated the change. But your feelings are valid regardless of what spurred the situation.
What? Guys, like, what do you mean? You can't make that up, can you? Right? Your feelings are valid regardless of what spurred the situation. Guys, that is the most BS thing I have ever heard, I swear. Okay, so you can create a situation that's bad for yourself. In other words, guys, you can create a situation for yourself that is upsetting, and then your emotions are valid because you've made yourself upset. It's like you did it to yourself. Guys, like, the logic, right, that you have to follow to believe in crap like that is so insane to me. It's so absolutely insane, okay? The idea that your feelings are valid no matter what is ridiculous. A lot of these girls, guys, truth be told, they put themselves in the exact same situations that they complain about. Right? Why can't I find a man? And then you take a look at the girl's life, you take a look at who she is as a person, you find a bunch of reasons as to why she can't find a man that are her own decision to make. Right? And yet it's, her feelings are valid, and it's my experience and it's my truth. Guys, there's no such thing as my truth. Okay? There is the truth. Right? There's none of this splitting. Everybody's valid. Everybody's equal. Like, guys, this is the fact that, I make videos like this and people watch them, guys, is so insane to me that this stuff even needs to be said. Right? Ridiculous.
Feeling sadness over what you had is how you're going to feel grateful and happy during your next chapter. Yes, change is always supposed to bring up a wide range of emotions. That's what makes what's on the other side even more beautiful. Only if we allow ourselves to fully feel it unapologetically. It can be difficult. You have a bunch of people telling you to feel one way. It's like, how can we trust our own emotion? You don't want to disappoint your friends. You don't want to disappoint your family. You don't want to disappoint your significant other, but really, really, really should not want to disappoint yourself. When you feel like something is truly not made for you, and when you feel like something is wrong, trust your gut. Listen to it. Don't let what you are supposed to do stop you from making decisions that will make you happy. All right, that's it. Stay safe out there, guys.
Yeah, guys, don't listen to what you're supposed to do. Just do what makes you happy. Okay, this is one of those feel-good messages, gentlemen, that a lot of women tell each other, where they seem to think that, okay, I can justify any decision that I make, any action that I make, as long as it makes me happy. You are not the only person in the world. Okay, this is why, gentlemen, this kind of attitude right here is why families break up. Okay, this is not some meme that we've stumbled across, right? This is not some little joke video, okay? This is the exact same attitude, gentlemen, that results in so many broken families. All right, and I mean that sincerely, like, not as a joke, not as anything else, okay? A lot of these attitudes of like, okay, well, I should be able to do whatever I want, and that's going to be that, right? Is like, these are the decisions that will break up families. Okay, and I don't think a lot of people seem to understand that. A lot of these girls, they'll just go through and do it anyway, guys, but it's just so insane to see how a lot of the girls have this attitude where if they adopt it and they, like, here's the thing, okay? You can be in a 20-year marriage, and yeah, it'll probably make you more happier to leave and stuff like that, but you have a duty. Right? You actually have a duty to your family to hold it together for your kids, for the well-being of the family unit. But now we're being replaced with this idea that, oh, you should just do it because it makes you happy, right? You should just leave because it makes you happy. It's like, okay, well, if everybody's leaving and trying to make themselves happy, then nothing lasts anymore. Okay, nothing will ever last. And that's something, guys, that a lot of these modern women, they'll say, I'm stuck in the talking phase. It's like, why would men want to wife you up anymore anyway? Especially when the risks are so damn large. But guys, I wanted to show you this particular Reddit story right here. Now, you might recognize this. I posted this on the community tab of the channel just yesterday, I believe. And I had to show you guys this on an episode on the show to really just show you where we're at, okay? Here we have, and so this is a dating profile for those of you guys who aren't familiar. This is Tinder, right? We have here a 23-year-old woman, and as you can notice, right, she's got a baby on the way. So let's have a read of this bio. So she's into both men and women. But let's take a bit of a read. These are her interests, okay? The first one is womanism, right? And the fact that that's an interest to me is... Okay, right, anyway. The first one is womanism. Second one is art, photography, mental health awareness, and BLM. Okay, jumping into the bio, she says, I am a single mother to a 6-month-old little girl, and my second baby is due in June 18th. I am a hopeless romantic, and I love to cuddle up and eat good food. I'm looking for something long term. I'm easy to talk to. Don't be scared to reach out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Still 420 friendly. Leftist and atheist. Okay, and this is the thing, guys. It's like it amazes me, right? How so many women, they have this attitude that I'm still entitled to a man, and it's hard for me to even convince men that they're entitled to anything. Do you guys understand like how difficult it is to convince men oftentimes that they're deserving of anything, right? Not necessarily deserving. I don't think people are deserving of things by default, but you know, basic levels of respect in their relationship, for example. It is so difficult to convince men to stop putting up with behaviors that they have no business putting up with, right? And yet you got girls out here who unironically make Tinder profiles saying that, you know, I'm looking for a long-term relationship now. After I've got one child, I've got another one along the way. And they're out here turning their, you know, their necessities into a virtue. Okay, and yet we got men out here who are just doing whatever for these women. It's like, guys, enough is enough. But I wanted to show you guys one more profile before we wrap up today's show. Now, we have here yet again another single mother, right, who's 28 years old. I'm not sure what dating profile this is, a dating thing this is, but let's take a look. We've got the green hair here. Okay, we've got I believe this is a neck tattoo that we can kind of see here, and she's 28 years old. So let's take a read of this bio and see kind of where we're at. So she's a female. She was the last online today. She's interested in men. She's 5'5". She's curvy, right? We all know what that means. She's spiritual. And she has kids, and the kids live with her. I don't have Snapchat in all capitals. I'm going to be as blunt as possible. I am a B word. Yes, with extra T. I suffer from 1, 2, 3, 4 issues. Fresh out of an A word relationship, and I'm trying to get my life together, so don't waste my goddamn time, she says. No one under 25. I'm Demi. Google it. Stop trying to hook up with me. No. Especially if you're older than my dad. I am not submissive, so don't try to be daddy. I don't want a three-way with you and your girlfriend. I'm looking for my own man, not someone else's. Okay, and here we have a few more images of the woman, and yes, that is a neck tattoo going down. You can see, this is a neck tattoo, right, that has red on it. Like, what? Okay. And guys, this is the state where a lot of modern women are at, and they're saying, you know what, I'm still deserving of a man. I'm still deserving of a guy who's going to take me seriously. And you know, these are the pickings that men are supposed to go for. It's like, get out of here, man. But guys, we're going to be calling today's episode there, a bit of a longer one. Make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments on your way out, guys. And as always, if you're interested in supporting the channel, guys, make sure you check out the locals and the Patreon links in the description. Recently released an exclusive video over there on China's leftover women, is what they call them. So if you're interested in checking that out and supporting the channel, guys, make sure you go and check that out. And without further ado, guys, we're going to be calling the episode there. So as always, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.